So in this practice today, we are looking at the universal life force that is all around us, within the plants and the rocks and the trees and everything. But we're looking specifically as how we can retain this universal life force within us. So one of the ways in which we can work with prana is by using the breath. So we can channel prana with the breath, so channel it into the body. And so we're going to be doing that as well as working with the bandhas. So we have a little bit been working with the Mula Bandha, which is the root lock, that's the muscles of the pelvic floor. But we will also be today working with the Idhyana Bandha, which is here. It's kind of where the sort of solar plexus is, and it's a group of muscles that we can learn to use to make a lock here. And we're also working with what's called the Jalandhara Bandha, which is a throat lock. So those three places can help us to retain the prana, the universal life force within the body. So we're going to begin by just coming into a comfortable seat. I'm sitting up on my ball and my block. You might want to be cross-legged or on a chair or whatever's most comfortable. Hands gently resting on the lap, and you can close the eyes or lower the gaze. And we're going to begin just by bringing the awareness into the nose, the breath moving gently in and out through the nose. And after you've done that a few times, you can just begin to very gently lengthen the breath a little bit. And we're going to begin to take a count. So the count of 4, like this, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the inhale. And then just noticing the little pause at the top of the inhale. And then if you're comfortable, to a count of 6 going out on the exhale, noticing the pause at the bottom of the exhale before you then inhale again for 4. So you notice that the exhale is longer than the inhale. If this isn't comfortable, you can just go to having both the inhale and the exhale the same length, the same number of counts. So work with what's comfortable for you. And once we've done that a couple of times so that we've got used to the rhythm of in and out, if it feels slightly uncomfortable but you're okay with it, it's good to just challenge yourself a little bit. If it really doesn't feel okay, just stick with keeping equal lengths. And then what we're going to do is we're going to begin to, on the exhale, so on the count of 6, we're going to begin to engage the muscles of the pelvic floor. So this is the muscles that stop you going to the toilet. On that count of 6, when you reach the bottom, let go of those muscles and breathe in for 4. So doing that again when in your own time when you're ready. Exhaling, count of 6, engaging the Mula Bandha, the muscles of the pelvic floor. And then breathing in for 4. Beautiful. So working with that in your own time as you're comfortable. So this is the Mula Bandha, and this can help us to retain the universal life force prana within the body. So as we breathe out, the breath goes out and it allows anything that we don't need to be released. But the prana is a kind of energetic way that the muscles of the bandha, the Mula Bandha, can help to retain the prana. Beautiful. Just leave that one for now. The next time that we breathe out, we're going to begin to just engage very gently the muscles of the Idhyana. And you can feel this if you just put your hands on your tummy there And as you exhale, just see if you can just bring the navel closer towards the spine. So that is engaging those muscles. And then as you breathe in, just releasing. So as you exhale, bringing those muscles of the solar plexus here towards the spine. And then releasing. So we can do that on that same count. So inhaling for 4, exhaling, sending the navel, the muscles here in the solar plexus towards the spine. That is engaging the Uddiyana Bandha. So just working with that for a couple more breaths. Lovely. So we're going to leave that for a moment and we're going to move up to this Jalandhara Bandha here. So it's a very subtle thing here. We're not kind of cranking up or anything, but what we do is on the exhale, we're just going to it's almost like you're taking the head slightly backwards and dropping the chin, but keeping the top of the head facing towards the ceiling. So we're not kind of doing a sort of thing like that. We're just taking the head slightly back, releasing the chin down. And so as you breathe in, the chest is moving towards the chin is moving towards the chest. As you exhale, just seeing if you can just take the head slightly further back, just engaging the muscles here of the neck, feeling that throat lock. So it's quite a subtle thing, this. So working again with 4 counts in, 6 counts out. So breathing in for 4. Exhaling, taking the head slightly back, chin towards the chest. Top of the head still going upwards. Count of 6 on the exhale. Releasing on the inhale, you're not lifting the chin, but just releasing the chin a little bit. And then exhaling again, taking the head back and the chin slightly down. So just working with that a couple more times. Lovely. So we're going to try and do all of them together, one after the other to begin with, and so that we start to bring them all in together. And so as we are exhaling, the breath is moving out and down, anything we don't need moving out of the body. But these locks, these bandhas that we're bringing in, this is helping to retain the spirit of prana within the body. So we're going to begin by breathing in. As you breathe out, engaging the Mula Bandha, engaging the Uddiyana Bandha, engaging the Jalandhara Bandha. Letting go, inhaling. Exhaling again, engaging the muscles of the pelvic floor, engaging the muscles of the solar plexus, and then engaging the muscles of the throat. Just inhaling again and just observing the tiny pause at the top and the tiny pause at the bottom. Beautiful. Wonderful. So that's just giving you a little idea of what we're going to try and work with while we're going through these very gentle little postures. So from here we're going to inhale, raising the arms up above the head, looking between the hands. And then we're going to exhale, so we're going to engage all of these bandhas, and we're coming round opposite hand to knee into a twist. And you can either take the hand behind you or take it like me into a bind. Inhaling here, letting go of the bandhas. Exhale, engaging all of these bandhas. And then coming all the way back round. And the other way. So engaging all of the bandhas. Don't worry about it too much. Inhaling at the side. Exhaling again, engaging these bandhas. So it might feel a bit odd because you're not used to it, if you're not used to it. But just working with what works for you. So we're going back the other way. Inhaling here, engaging the bandhas, just thinking about these 3 places. And then coming up through. It's a very subtle thing. Because obviously the spirit of universal life force is quite subtle. Inhaling here and exhaling again. Beautiful. Then coming back up to the top, and then we're going to just take a little side bend to open up the side of the body. Going over to the other side. Wonderful. And then we're going to, I'm actually going to turn to the side. Great. So I've turned to the side a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. So from here, you can be cross-legged if you like. I'm on my knees. But we're going to do like a cat and cow, but from this position. And so we're going to engage all of the bandhas while we're doing this. So we're going to breathe in. And then as we exhale, engaging all of the bandhas, taking the spine backwards, curling the chin in towards the chest. And then inhaling, we're going to open the chest, taking everything forward, but we're still keeping this sort of slight, we're just keeping the chin down, we're not cranking the head back. So that then when we come back through, we've still got the Jalandhara bandha at the front, at the top. So this is like a cat and cow seated here. Feeling all of these 3 bandhas as you work. Last one. Beautiful. So I'm going to invite you all now to come and lie down on your back with your knees bent and your heels behind the bottom. Okay, so I've got my feet behind my bottom with my heels here, quite close but not too close. Arms down beside the bottom, knees directly above the hips. And I'm going to inhale here, and as I exhale I'm dropping the lower spine down to the ground, doing a pelvic tilt, and this automatically engages the Mula Bandha and the Uddiyana Bandha here, and then I can just drop the chin a little bit to engage the Jalandhara Bandha as well. And then inhaling, just releasing, letting go. And exhaling, doing that again. So we'll do that once more, and then we can begin to bring the arms into the equation. So exhaling down, and then as we inhale, raising the arms up, this really opens the chest, opens the body up, ready, so that when we come down again, bringing the arms down, taking the lower spine to the ground, engaging all the bandhas, the arms come down. One more time, lifting up, that's it, beautiful, and coming back down. From here, we're going to bring our arms out to shoulder height along the ground. Take the knees down to one side, and if you want to, you can lift the top leg up and just take hold of it with your hand, looking over the opposite side along that arm. Taking a moment here, resting, we're not doing any bandhas at the moment. Coming up to the top and allowing it to go over to the other side. doing whatever feels right for you here. And beautiful. So the invitation then is to take your hands into your knees, have a little rock around from side to side, and then we're going to roll over. So we're going to come to all fours now. I'm going to use my nice soft block, which I like for my knees. So if you want to have something under your knees, make sure you do. So we're doing the same thing basically that we've been doing. We did it seated, we did it lying. Now we're going to do it on all fours. So we're doing our cat and cow and engaging all of these bandhas. Inhale, taking the spine to the floor, releasing everything. Exhale, all the bandhas engaging, taking the spine up to the ceiling. Inhale, releasing. One more of those. Beautiful. And then we're going to take the knees out to the side, big toes together, dropping the bottom back onto the heels and coming back down. If this isn't comfortable, you can come into the crocodile or any other resting pose of your choice. So then from here, we're going to come to a wide-legged seated pose. So just sitting, I'm sitting on a block, sitting into a comfortable wide-legged position here. I'm going to take my hands forward. I can't go very far here, just going to where you can go. And this is just beautifully opening for the insides of the legs. Doing what's right for you, listening to your body and dropping the weight of the head down. Taking a few breaths here, and we can engage the Mula Bandha, the Jalandhara Bandha, the Uddiyana Bandha as we drop down. Inhale, releasing. Exhale, engaging these bandhas. Really feel how this opens up the body. I can feel this lovely, beautiful stretch along the inside of the legs here. So then we're going to take the hands behind us, lift the legs up to a comfortable position like this, and then we're just going to take a little bit of a swishy movement from side to side, releasing the legs a little bit. So we're coming from our all fours here. We're going to step the arms and the hands out in front, inhaling here, dropping down so the forehead comes down onto the floor. And again, on the exhale, doing the bandhas. Inhaling, exhaling. It's a much more subtle thing there. I could really feel them. And we'll just come back very briefly through the toe squat. So just squatting onto the toes if this is comfortable for you. So we're going to do camel pose now, which is a back bend, but it's also something that you do the Jalandhara Bandha with. So we're going to come up to high kneeling, having the toes tucked behind. So we need to have the arms behind us. So you can either have just hands on hips like this, if that works for you, or you can have hands interlaced together and taken away from you like this, or you can have the palms of your hands onto your sacrum here. Some people can even do it the other way, but I don't like that. I can't do that. So if that's comfortable for you to do, then you're welcome. So we're keeping the chin down, engaging our Jalandhara Bandha, but still feeling this lovely lifting sensation from the crown of the head. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to take a slight back bend. So it's almost like we're pushing the hips slightly forwards, taking the shoulders back, and I'm engaging everything here. I'm engaging the Uddiyana bandha at the centre of the body, the Jalandhara bandha at the throat, and the Mula bandha at the root. Breathing here, and then when you're ready, you can just come forward. You can either come down into the child or just doing whatever's right for you. You might come into the crocodile or into the puppy, whatever suits you. Coming down, resting for a moment. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back up and do that again. So finding the position that works for you. So breathing in, and on the exhale, keeping the chin down, taking a back bend. So you're looking down, back bend, shoulders back, hips forward, everything engaging without you even trying. Everything is engaging here. Wonderful. So come down and rest. So from here, we're going to come back into the camel pose and then do a couple of other poses moving on from it. So starting back up into your high kneeling position with the hands on the back, chin slightly down. And we're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, engaging all of those bandhas, taking yourself into a back bend with the chin still now, down rather, and you can see I'm kind of taking my head back but I'm keeping my chin down. Beautiful. Then we're going to come back up to a sort of upright position. We're going to step forward with one leg. I'm going forward with my left, it doesn't matter which one you do, and we're going to take a nice lunge forward. So lunging forward. Then arms coming behind and up, coming into this sort of warrior one shape, and opening into the warrior two shape. From here, looking along the front arm, looking along the back arm, coming back through and up, and then we're going to take both hands either side of that foot. We're going to have the one on the inside down, and then we're going to bring the other one up, so coming up into a twist. So you can either keep that back knee down or you can lift it coming up into this twisty lunge. And coming back down. And we can have a little rest there if you like, so dropping down into the child to rest for a moment before we come back through and do it on the other side. So same thing, starting with the hands on the back, and as you exhale, engaging all of the bandhas, taking yourself into a really lovely back bend, just going to where you can go, keeping the chin down but taking the head back at the same time. Inhaling, coming forward. Then we're going to exhale and take the other leg forward. Just moving gently into that lunge, arms coming down either side, inhaling up into our warrior one arms, exhaling, we're opening, sorry I've got my back to you, opening into our warrior two shape, looking along the back arm, looking along the front arm, coming back through into our warrior one shape before we come down, and this time we're opening into the twist the other way, so doing whatever you want to do here, and then dropping down. Now from here we're going to bring this back leg back through, tucking the back toes and coming gently up into the dog, so taking the head slightly backwards. And then we're going to just do a little bit of walking the dog, so opposite
heels going down. And then we'll see if we can just come into a slightly stiller pose, just knees still slightly bent, but just allowing the heels to drop down. Shoulders coming down towards the earth. And again, inhaling and exhaling, seeing if we can engage all of those bandhas. Only this time it's nice to actually release the head, so we can not do the Jalandhara bandha. But as you exhale, you can do the other ones. And then inhaling, exhaling, coming down with wide knees and dropping back into the child. And doing whatever you need to release here. Lovely. So we're going to come and do a couple of counter poses before we come down to rest. So coming down onto your back with the head on the ground, feet behind the bottom, hands on the ground. From here we're going to exhale, drop the lower spine and then curling up the tailbone, lifting the hips, making sure the knees stay going straight out from the hips, and exhale, coming down. We'll do that once more. Inhaling here, exhaling the lower spine down, curling up the tailbone. If you want to bring the arms up into a little thingy there, you can do that, and then coming back down. We can invite the knees up into the chest, having a little rock here, and then drop the knees down to one side, looking over the other arm. Inhaling up to the top and exhaling over the other side. Beautiful. So this has all been about engaging the muscles of the bandhas, this lesson. But this is where we're not going to engage anything now. So we're going to take the arms down to the side, take the feet out to a nice comfortable position, a little bit wider than hips width, and just release everything. So no tension in any of the muscles. Just let yourself lie here as quietly as you can for a few breaths. Stay here for at least 2 or 3 minutes. Don't move just because I do. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you want to support me, then it would be amazing if you would subscribe to my channel. You could make a little comment, that would really help me as well. And if you want to make a donation, then you can send me an email, which is at the end of the video, and I'm happy to let you know how you can do that. So thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.